So it's really a good thing to actually have a whole episode of your reality show really focus on you. But is this the image that you actually want to put out? I'm just saying. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Baller Wives. Listen, this whole episode basically was geared around Miko. And we really got to see her. You know, we really got to see Miko in every facet. We've seen her with different groups of friends. We've seen her in different party situations. All of this in this one episode. It was really the Miko episode. And at the end of the day, she just came off as a pure D bitch. So, and it ain't about no editing or none of that. This ain't about no editing. This is about a whole episode of you being you. And I wouldn't even listen to nobody talk about they edited her to be a bitch. No, you were a bitch from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Period. But anyway, let's just talk about it. So we go back to the party where we, the actual house, the viewing of the house for Asia, and Miko finally gets a chance to actually have a sit down and talk to Channing. And so we got Brent and Miko standing on one side of the table. You got Asia and Channing on the other side of the table. Like Asia says, she want to go head to head with Channing. Here you go. You're going to get it. Here's your chance. She started off, and they kept flipping back and forth to her confessional. And she was doing, there was a lot of Miko backpedaling and pussy popping. A lot of it. And she's a master at it. But she started off with this whole thing about him being chauvinistic and all of this. And, oh yeah, I heard he said that he didn't think that a woman should be doing the sports reporting and all of this. Well, that didn't make sense. You were a basketball player. So that didn't make sense. But anyway, once they got to talking, that wasn't the case at all. That wasn't the case at all. And he stood up in everything he said. The whole thing was, she was on air talking about the quarterback of her husband's team. Talking smack on the quarterback. The information that she was talking about wasn't anything that was just seen on television. It seemed to be inside information. So right away, it came across like she was giving off some information that maybe Brent had actually, it's like pillow talk from Brent, and she actually used that. The network didn't want any problems with it and all of that, and they didn't like the way that she was going with what she did, so they fired her. That had nothing to do with Channing being chauvinistic or Channing, period. It had to do with your lack of professionalism. You know, this is what I got. It had to do with your lack of professionalism and you being a bitch. And they got rid of you. Because, again, it wasn't, well, like Channing said, it's not a good look for you to be dogging out the quarterback of your husband's team. No, it's not. No, it's not. All these personal things about him and all. No, it really wasn't. It wasn't a good look. And he stood in it. She kept on going with this. And I just felt like you were on the air and you were talking smack on me. He's like, well, what I was doing was what my job is. I report on the team and the things surrounding the team. You were a thing that was surrounding the team. You made some bad decisions. That's what I do. That's my job, is to report those things, and that's what I did. And she went on, and she's like, well, you just kind of like talked smack on me and made it like I wasn't good at my job. And he said, listen, if you were as talented as you say you are, you'd have a job. And you don't have a job, and you haven't had a job in 8 months. And that's one network. There are multiple networks around. Nobody's picked you up, so you must not be as good as what you say you are. Baby, I looked up, I said, oh, you asked for that, and you got it. And he didn't eat none of it up. He said what he had to say right there in front of her husband and all of that. And that's when the husband stepped in and said, you know, y'all have your opinion. She has her opinion. You have your opinion. And y'all are kind of just going back and forth. It's not really going anywhere. And they all agreed to just kind of squash it. And that's Channing was like, I don't have a problem with Brent. Brent don't have a problem with me. You can have a choice to have a problem with me, but I'm not interested in any of that. You and Asia need to figure out what y'all got going on and just squash this mess. And Brent and Asia were both really relieved with it. And she sat over there looking real stupid in that scene. She looked so stupid in that scene. But she was like, well, I'm going to let it go for now. This, that. Let it go because you're an idiot. Just let it go because there's no beef. There is no beef. You wanted to have it with Channing. You had it with Channing. Channing ate your ass up without no salt and pepper. Now what? Now what? I mean, where do you go from there? Yeah, oh, he said this, that, thing, and the other about me. Well, now he just said it in your face in front of your husband. Where do you go from there? Your husband didn't feel like it, child. Everybody's in agreement that you're a clown. So, moving on. Next, we got Miko and Kelly. Kelly that came up to Miko at the party. And Miss Kelly, now I'm side-eyeing you. But you know Kelly's supposed to be good, such good friends with Kiafa. Tell me why Kelly decided to roll up to Miko at that party where Kiafa is not and get to telling Miko things that, like, I wasn't really like, I ended up judging you and I didn't really know you at the rooftop party and stuff. And I was feeling some type of way about you because of what Kiafa said. I just looked at Kelly and I said, messy Muppet. That's who you are. Messy Miss Muppet sitting on a tuffet, talking shit, backpedaling and pussy popping. Messy, 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 Miss Kelly. Now, I was kind of liking you because I thought you was a regular schmegular girl. But you regular schmegular, regular messy Muppet. Done with her. Mess. Mess. Absolute mess. Next scene, we actually saw her and Julius. That Julius sure is cute, but see her and that Julius, and they had the kids out playing soccer. And Julius, you know, Julius is definitely using this show to push the issue about the dangers of playing professional football. Definitely doing that, and they showed the kids, cute kids, but the oldest one is really, he likes football. It's just in him, and they are definitely trying to deter him, and it's more so Julius trying to deter his junior. Kelly, I got my side eye on her, but Julius is dead set about he don't want his boy playing football and trying to get him to open up to wanting to do something else. He even spoke with Michael Vick about it later on when they actually went to a party at Mike's house, Mike and Kiafa's house. He spoke to him about it, and the little boy was there, and Mike actually said, you like football, honey? He said, what I want you to do, I want you to listen to your dad. I want you to listen to your dad. Your dad's not going to lead you wrong. Your dad knows what he's talking about. Listen to your dad. You know, I was like, well, that was nice, Mike. But the thing they got to watch when we do, they're just kids, and kids are just like adults. And the thing is, as soon as people tell us not to do something, what do we want to do? Exactly what you're telling us not to do. So they got to watch that. Ease up on him a little bit, y'all, and maybe he'll go a different way. I doubt it because I think it's in the DNA that he loves the game that way. There may be nothing that you can actually do about it. You just got to pray on it. But, you know, when we tell our kids not to do something, they tend to want to do exactly that. So just got to kind of watch that. But anyway, I really do feel for him with that, because you can see it in him as a man. You can see he's scared. He's scared for the safety of his child. So it's kind of hard to watch. And speaking of that, let's talk about how Asante is about to drive Geneva stone cold crazy. He wants to box. Again, did I just get done talking about children wanting to do what they know they ain't got a business doing? He wants to box. Asante has no reason to even have to box. Asante, you can train. You can enjoy yourself training. You can, you know, go to matches, because you can afford to go to matches and go fly all over, go to Vegas and go to the matches and all. There's so many different ways he can enjoy the sport, but you don't have to indulge in the sport. But I understand that thing. It's like he don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. Your wife is begging you not to do it. Life is telling you that you ain't got no business doing it. There was this whole thing. He did a match, and he had breathing complications and ended up having to have an outpatient surgery about it. But he still wants to box. He wants to box. It's just, again, that kid. He's a little kid inside that wants to do what he wants to do, even though you know it's not the best thing for you. And he is going to drive Geneva up a wall and worry her to death with that foolishness. I'm like, oh my God, Asante, let that go. You know, but again, like, go try. I know, I understand, but go train. Go to the matches. Don't mess yourself up with that wanting to box stuff, because he was having a really hard time. When we watched that match, he was having a real hard time. You know, he kept holding on to the guy. The guy was whipping his ass. He's whipping his ass. But again, you know, that's not really a fair breakdown of the fight, because he couldn't breathe. He literally couldn't breathe. And I mean, like, it just wasn't going, just, you know, he's like, I gotta finish. You know, that male ego thing. Was where he was feeling like he wanted to pass out. Asante, leave that mess alone. Leave that mess alone. Anyway, moving on. Next little messy thing that Miss Miko did. Miss Miko decided to go sit down and have lunch with Kiafa after she had spoken with Kelly. Kelly started this. And I mean, the way she approached, it was very confrontational. You know, right from the door when they sat down at the table, what you want to do? You know how I could be. You know I could be mean, and you know I could be vindictive. And that's how she's talking to Kiafa. And Kiafa's like, girl, whatever. Kiafa was literally, I'm not letting you get a rise out of me, honey. She would not give her, I love this. She paid her so much dust. She would not let her get a rise out of her. She was so unbothered. She was like, it is what it is. Whatever it is you want to do. However you want to do it. You want to be mean? I know how you are. You know how I am. You know how I can be too as well. So do what you want to do, Miko. But know that we're not friends. I don't care if you came to my house and you cooked before, or you brought your kids over to my cute kids. But we're not friends though. And that it was eating her alive, and you could see it all over her. She just told her, but we're not friends. And she just kept coming back to it. She's saying some more stuff, but we're not friends though. You and I, we're not friends, bitch. We're not friends. I was sitting here screaming. I said, okay, Kiafa, we get it, bitch. Y'all aren't friends. I don't know why Miko ain't getting it. Hey, Miko, girl, y'all aren't friends. I screamed. I said, okay. And everything she did, when you told her, yes, I said it. The reason why I said it, we're not friends. I was like, okay, clown. You are a clown. I like that Kiafa. Kiafa's a hot mess. Anyway, but I feel kind of sorry for Brent. Brent, doesn't he look like that little crab? Like, is it Krusty the Crab? on SpongeBob SquarePants, he has this really kind of goofy. See, I'm going to be rude. I don't want to be rude because he's kind of nice, like he's a nice guy, but he looks almost slow, like maybe he been bammed upside his head too many times, and like there's a delay. You know, like there's a delay. And it could just be his personality that he's just so laid back that it just gives off a delay. But he always kind of just looks like, how did I get here? And that was the thing. Like, he's been married to this girl for 7 years. And he's looking like, how did I get here? She must swallow or something. She looked like the type. And she gives me bull dagger tease anyway. But anyway. Anyhow. Yeah. Moving on. Next thing, we got this little conversation with Geneva and Miko. She now wants to talk with Miko. Miko wants to talk with Geneva and basically let Geneva know how she feels about Kiafa. Geneva and Kiafa are actually friends. They're friends. She ain't going for it. She's not sitting there letting you talk about her real bad. She wasn't going for that. She just wasn't going for the bullshit. And then she's like, she wants me to kiss her ass to be her friend, this, that, and the other. She's like, no, that's not it. Miko, I mean, if you want to try, you could actually make friends with her and Stacy and whoever else. It could all be fine. But that ain't what you trying. That ain't what you doing for real, for real. She'll say, there's a line of people waiting that want to be friends with me. Who are they, Miko? Where are they at? Because we ain't seen them. And if I ever meet the line of people, I'll be the one to tell them, child, don't mess with her, honey, because you crazy. You out of your damn mind. Anyway, so she's talking about her anniversary party, and she says, is Stacy going to be there? Yes, Stacy's going to be there. She said, I'm feeling kind of sick. She let her know then. I'm feeling kind of sick, honey. Oh, no, you got to come to my party. Then she ends up meeting up with Crystal and Stacy later on. Miko, Crystal, and Stacy go out for lunch. They doing their thing, you know, trashing the other girls. And Crystal, my darling, you just sound like a gold digger. Sounds like a gold digger. Complete gold digger. And I kept looking at her. I kept looking at Crystal. I said, she's kind of nice looking. She's decent looking. And she reminds me of somebody. And I could not wrap my head around it last week who it was that she reminded me of. And then it hit me. This person, I love this person. I absolutely love her. And you can Google her if you don't know her or have never heard of her. She's a comedian. And her name is Flame Monroe. That is who Stacy reminds me of. She reminds me so much of Flame that it's hilarious as far as her look. And then when she actually laid out and actually said, because during the anniversary part, she basically did lay it out that she is part Spanish. She has Spanish blood in her. I said, oh my God. And then she reminds me of Flame Monroe. Yeah, she looks like Flame. Her and Flame favor. And yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so that's it. All right, but I love Flame. I ain't crazy about Crystal. Crystal, you come across as a gold digger, sweetheart. A complete gold digger. They even tried to like set her up with this little guy, cute little guy. He has some Hispanic descent as well. She thought, oh, he's too short, and this, that, and the other, and she, I don't know, something with her just don't sit right. Her and Miko are perfect because I kind of get some of the same vibes from her that I get from Miko, and I was trying to give her a chance, but I don't know, something about her just don't sit right with me. But the little guy was really cute, but they had their little piece of their little time at the little party, and then he kind of like migrated off and went on about his way. I think he did himself a favor. I think the little fella dodged a bullet. But anyway, while they had their little luncheon before the little anniversary party, Miko was telling Stacy, you're definitely coming to my anniversary party, but I don't want no drama at my party. Then she says, you'll have your day. Talking about at Geneva. Now, I was sitting there and I said, now, first of all, who says that about one of their friends? Even if you have two friends that don't get along, and I've been in that position where I've had friends that don't care for each other. And the funny part is, after being around each other and realizing that the two of them didn't really know each other, these two people were literally parts of two different groups of friends, and the groups of friends didn't get along. The two of them were basically drug in, so they kind of just had a thing with each other, like, never actually an actual episode, but just like, well, child, he's friends with them, and I don't fool. It was one of them kind of things. And because of me, they ended up spending time together, and to this day, they get along fabulously, like none of that stuff ever happened, because they were both mature adults who actually, and it was because of me, had such love for me that they dropped the gauntlet and they gave it a shot, and to this day they're friends. They actually sometimes be in contact when I ain't even around or ain't even involved, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but that's what happens with mature, decent adults. Now back to these hoes. Who says that? Oh, you'll have your day. You're going to have your day. I don't believe that anybody will ever have a day getting at one of my friends. I don't care if it is another one of my friends. There's no day getting at them, and especially not if I'm around. Y'all ain't never going to get at each other while I'm around. That's horrible. Honey, that Miko girl, you got a hell of a personality. You really do. I think, as you get older, I think things will change, or you're going to be a lonely old bitch. You really are. Because nobody's going to be fooling with you, especially after all this stuff airs. People are seeing you. You had a whole, like I said, you had a full episode to show yourself in a decent light. You showed yourself in a terrible, terrible light, Miss Miko. As if it couldn't get any worse. Like, I didn't think it could get any worse after last week with that parenting situation. But then this week, girl, you get your butt off of reality TV. You really do. Anyway, moving on. So, at Miko's anniversary party, old messy Stacy rolls up. They're having a party. Miko had this really cute dress on. Her dress was real, real cute. But, and did you see the kiss? There was like a kiss thing, because it's a 7-year anniversary party. They did this little kiss. Her and her husband did this little peck. It looked so orchestrated. I'm telling you, that man don't know why he's there or how he ended up there after all this time. He kissed her, and it was so awkward. I'm telling you, I swear she probably swallows. Anyway, moving on. So that was at the party. She ended up calling, because Stacy rolled up on Miko and said, "Where's the Chihuahua? Why do you care? Why do you care? There wasn't supposed to be no mess. You weren't supposed to start no mess. So why do you care where Geneva is, Stacy? Sit your pregnant ass down. Pregnant ass for somebody else. Give you another drink, you clown." Anyway, she calls Geneva on the phone, and Geneva paid her dust. I was like, whoa, Geneva, whoa. I never told you I was coming to your party, Miko. And then, Miko's like, oh, well, she should be feeling bad, and this, that, and the other child. Geneva didn't feel bad. She listened to her for a minute, and then she told her, she dismissed the hell out of her. She told her, go to your party. Go to your party. And then she hung up. Click up. I said, oh, Geneva. And so, I got to figure out if I want to be friends with Geneva. Girl, Geneva don't give a damn. I cracked up. I said, "That Geneva." I told you I like that Geneva, honey. Geneva's a hot mess. Go to your party. Click up. I said, oh, shit. Anyway, before we got to the end of all that, we had actually had a gender reveal party over at Mike and Keofa's house. It was really nice. Real nice party. That damn Keofa had these badass damn silver pumps. These pumps was so, she had a white dress on. But the pumps was everything. They was bad. A pair of sandals. Bad, bad, bad. I said, I don't know how long you going to keep on being able to wear them, mama, during this pregnancy. But, baby, you wore them shoes up in that party. They was bad. But they did, they had a real big balloon in a box. And they popped the balloon. And, of course, all of the blue glitter and stuff and confetti fell down. Child, that damn Mike. Mike just is ghetto. I said, poor Mike ain't been nowhere. He said, well, what just happened? And they were like, it's Blue, baby. It's a boy. He was so happy because he had been going through that old thing saying how much he wanted a boy, that everything around the house is all girl. He got a daughter and his wife, even, and the dogs and the cats and the fish and everything else was all girls. So it's actually, she's carrying a boy. So good, that's good thing for them. And I was like, okay. And I was sitting there for a minute and I was like, I hope this is the last we hear of the pregnancy. Like, and I know it won't be, but I'm just hoping that nothing bad happens during this season with the pregnancy, because they were just so happy and they had a nice party. You know, very seldom do we actually see on a reality show somebody have a party and it be real nice and no drama. They had a nice ass party, real nice party. But yeah, that was it. That was how I like this show. I really do like the show. I bet Miko and that Stacy and Crystal, Miko, Stacy, and Crystal. Whoo, boy, they are, child. They're interesting. They are interesting. They literally remind me of the Hall of Doom, honey, from the Super Friends. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all next week. Later.